Welcome to Thriller Bitcoin. Welcome to Thriller Bitcoin.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another exciting episode of Thriller Bitcoin. This is going to be an interesting episode because we have Remy on. He's our new writer for Thriller Bitcoin. So a lot of y'all have been like bugging me on Telegram and have been asking, hey, Car, when are you going to start writing again? When are you going to start podcasting again? Well, we are. And Remy's going to be doing a lot of it. I really like this man a lot. He has a lot of energy and he like wants to do the writing and he wants to do the podcasting. And I'm like, dude, that's awesome. And Remy, say hi.
Hey guys, I'm super excited to be here. I'm going to try and learn about everything I can from Car. He's the Godfather. And,
what? No, dude, don't say that. I'm not. No, I'm not.
Godfather, my bad.
No, I'm not. I know that's Adam Curry. Not even close.
But no, I'm excited to be here and I'm excited to see what we do.
Yeah. It's going to be a lot of fun, dude. I'm super excited to have you because like you have such a great like spirit behind you, man. Like
Thanks.
Seriously, like when I first met you, I was like, man, this guy is like, he has this Bitcoiner spirit, like this young Bitcoiner spirit. It kind of reminded me of like myself, like in 2017, like, cause I just came in like ready to learn. But the problem is like, I jumped into like the crypto scene and I was just like so naive, but you're like, you've already done that, right? Like you already jumped into the whole crypto thing and like,
yeah, I did
you
that
learned
in my younger days, like last year. I was doing all the shit coins and all the altcoins. I'm converted now. So it's kind of nice to be able to kind of have like a future I can see. Because with the other ones, it was mostly just money, like whatever. But
yeah,
Bitcoin,
fiat gains. Yeah.
Bitcoin, it's not investment. It's more.
Yeah, it's way more. So like, yeah, just tell us about like how you grew up and stuff. I think everybody kind of wants to know, like, they want to know like why Car picked you, like, cause there's a lot of other people that wanted to write. A lot of other people wanted to get involved and there's a couple other people that we're looking at, but like, you know, you're the first one that really showed enthusiasm for it. But,
so I grew up in Dallas. I have an older brother and a younger brother. Pretty happy childhood. Not too many traumas. I had a few pets die, more than a few, but I guess that just happens. And I went to school in Dallas for high school, and then I ended up going to the University of Texas for undergrad. And I studied accounting there because it was kind of just the easiest class that I took. And I just kind of slid into it, and I ended up graduating with a degree in accounting. I went and moved to Nashville for a year to work at one of my uncle's companies. And I kind of realized that Texas is where I wanted to be and Austin was where I wanted to be specifically. So I came back here. I lived at home for about a year while I was going to UNT to finish my accounting degree because I wanted to get my CPA. And to get a CPA, you have to have 150 hours. So which is kind of stupid. But so I had to take 30 more hours classes. And I came to Austin to work in accounting, get my CPA. I didn't love it, obviously. And I had to decide if I wanted to spend a year of my life studying and working to get a CPA for something that I didn't really believe in, didn't really have passion for. And I kind of sat back and realized that, like, if I'm going to work, if I'm going to do something, I want to believe in it. I want to enjoy doing it. And what I've enjoyed the most and what I see the most growth potential with is Bitcoin, especially in Austin. So that's how kind of I ended up here.
Yeah, and I know like I had tweeted out like looking for writers through Thriller Bitcoin. I retweeted it. Did you see that tweet, or like how did that work? Because like I know we were also looking for like Pleb Lab people and like ABC writers too. Like, what did you see the tweet, or like how did you hear about it?
So I'm not super active on Twitter yet. I just got into the Bitcoin Twitter sphere, but my roommate is, and he knows that I've been kind of looking for something else that's not accounting. So there's like a ton of opportunities that pop up all the time on Twitter, and he would just keep sending them to me. And one that he would keep sending is the Thriller Bitcoin. And like I saw that, and something just like it didn't really, it clicked a little bit, because like I saw that and that sounded like something I wanted to do. It's something I could jump into immediately. Like I didn't have to go to school for a year or to go testing. And it's something that I would really enjoy doing, and I think could open up a ton of opportunities. And I'm just excited to kind of grab the reins and see where it takes me.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we had Logan, somebody I always bring up all the time. Like Logan literally came to the first Austin Bitcoin Club event, and he was kind of wandering around. And then by the third event, he like came up to me and was like, "Hey, Car, what's up?" And then I started talking to him. And then before you know it, he was like full in with us. And like he was one of those guys too. And then before you know it, he started making all this media stuff. And now he's like the producer for like Texas Slim, right? And like Texas Slim is like doing these amazing things now in the Bitcoin space. Same thing with like Alex. He's another one that like was helping us with doing the design work. And now he's like making like BTC pins, and he's doing some other stuff that I can't talk about. But like, yeah, he's like doing these amazing things now. So like, I come to think like it's one of those things, like if you get in with the right people, I feel like you can get a job eventually, or it just kind of works out. I feel like Bitcoin's the only, it's almost like it's an open source kind of movement just in general, but you could either like do one or two things. You can either be like me and like do your own thing and like take years to grind it out, because it literally took like over the course of 5 years, 2017, 2018, 2019, 2020, 2021. Yeah, 5 years to get to Thriller Bitcoin where it is now. Or you can go the other route and just like go straight to somebody and like ask them like, what can you do? Kind of like what you did here is like, just go straight to the source, like see where you can assist, and then like use their contacts, their people, and then just like start helping out. And then like you can just leverage them. And most Bitcoiners are going to be up for that, and they're going to give you everything that you need to like to go right at it. And so I honestly think that's the better approach. If I had to do it all over again, I probably would have done that. I wouldn't have started my own thing, because it cost a lot of money. It was a lot of it was like a lot of pain. But if I had I just had to do it all over again, I would have just went straight to like somebody and like helped them from the very beginning, and like not even bother with Thriller Bitcoin until like I had my signal right. I got like everything right. And then, yeah.
Well, no, it's because I kind of came from like, I'm still somewhat a normie. So like
Right.
I wasn't at the full on pleb moving into it. And the cool thing was like, so the first BitDevs meeting I went to, the second people found out that I was looking for something, they were like, "Yo, talk to this guy. He can hook you up with this. Talk to this guy. I know this dude." So like the Bitcoin community has just been so welcoming, and like they want you to work in it, and they want more people involved. And like that's been kind of eye-opening for me, because usually things that you see as like elitist, they kind of don't want people to know, and like kind of don't want people doing the same stuff they are. But like Bitcoin's been amazing, and it's just been so welcoming too. So like it's really limitless. Like anybody can come in, and people will want to help you out. So like just come on in. The water's fine.
Yeah, that's another thing too. Like since I started working with Marty, you start seeing that people will just like come up to you and be like, "Oh, you're doing a great job. You're doing this. You're doing this." And then they're like, they also ask you like, "How many hats do you wear?" Like you're doing Pleb Lab. You're doing also Bitcoin Club. Oh, I didn't know you had to Thriller Bitcoin. Like some people come up to me now. They're like, "Oh, you do TFTC, but I didn't know you had Thriller Bitcoin." Like they're surprised by it. I'm like, yeah, that's kind of like my little pet project. It was never like supposed to be big. It was always supposed to be small, but it just kind of like gotten big over time. Like it literally is like a little small thing. And then over time, it's just kind of built momentum. But yeah, it's weird. It only gotten big, I feel like, in the past month. But I don't know. What do you think? Have you read some of the articles on there?
So I've been trying to read articles. Anything technical, I really struggle with at this point. So I feel like a huge idiot most of the time when I'm reading your stuff. But I've been listening to some of the podcasts too, which is really cool. And I totally forgot what the question was. But
like, well, what do you think about the content? I guess basically is the question.
So for me, it's been great because like a lot of the stuff besides the actual technical, like lightning technical, is super accessible. And like the people that are having on, I don't know if they're trying to, but they make it so like I am able to understand it. So like I've been learning stuff just watching this. Like I've been learning stuff listening to these guys, and like when I go to some of the other stuff, it's really hard to understand. Like anything that gets super technical or super in the weeds, I have trouble with. But Thriller Bitcoin's like definitely been something that like I've been learning with, which I love, you know, just like I want to learn.
Yeah, and I think that's what we've always tried to do is like be very accessible to like just the Bitcoin community. Mm-hmm. And I think that was kind of something that we kind of pinned early on. And like for the most part, we have a Telegram group, right? And so that Telegram group really is kind of like the guiding light for a lot of like our content, because they'll say, hey, Car, like that one didn't land, or they'll say, hey, Car, like I don't know about that. Like they'll keep me honest, you know, for the most part. And I usually kind of use them as kind of even though I've never met them before, I usually use them like as as kind of the beacon, I guess. And but now, since we're getting fans in real life, it's kind of weird because now people will come up to me in real life and be like, oh, I like how you did this. Your production work is amazing on this. How did you do this? I'm like, yeah, dude, like that's what I do because it's my own. I can literally do whatever the hell I want on it. But it's a lot of fun doing that kind of stuff. Like that's my art, you know. Mm-hmm. That's what I get to put my little get to just do whatever I want. So today you released a post. What was it called?
From shitcoiner to Bitcoiner, one man's unremarkable tale.
I thought that was brilliant. So like I was talking to Remy over the past few days, and he's like, what I should write for my first post? I was like, you should introduce yourself. And then he had this brilliant take on this thing. Can you tell people about it a little bit?
Well, I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory. I started off as a shitcoiner. I started off on Robinhood.
It's like the worst app.
I hate saying that.
It's like the worst one.
I hate saying it. I didn't start with Dogecoin. It was like my
oh, thank God. Oh man, dude. I used to sling Doge. It's not a big deal. Dude, every shitcoiner has what is the saying? They go like Ronnie says. It's like every great Bitcoiner has shitcoiner beginnings, and I think that's true.
Yeah, it's like there's some meme that someone always sends me, and it's like what people like the first like 100 coins you buy, and it's like all these different ones, and then like the next 100 and it's just Bitcoin. And like so yeah, I started off as a shitcoiner. Technically I haven't sold everything, so I don't know if I'm still considered one, but I'm just holding it. Maybe it'll blow up.
Dude, sell that shit, man. What are you doing, bro?
I take my gains,
dude. No. Oh man, dude. Oh my God. You hear this, ladies and gentlemen? You're fired. No, I'm just kidding. No, dude, sell that shit. It's all trending to zero.
It is.
No, dude, it's all trending to zero. Like, I'm serious. Like, I don't even have $1 to my name. It's all Bitcoin. Literally, I carry no shit coins. It's all Bitcoin. No. The reason I say that, and you don't have to take my advice, but the reason I say that, there's something different about like just holding Bitcoin that I feel. Man, I hate to say this because this is going to make me sound like a fucking asshole, but I'm going to say it anyway. It just makes me feel pure. I don't know how else to explain it.
I agree. I feel a little dirty. Like
it just makes me feel pure. And then when I walk around, I just feel more pure. And I think that's what it is. It's like you just have like, it's almost like a pure, like, you know, when you take a shower and then you get out of the shower and you're just like clean. Mm-hmm. That's what it feels like. Just like operating on a Bitcoin standard. And I think it really hit home for me when I saw Jack last year, right? Like when we saw Jack make that announcement on stage, you know, with El Salvador, like that's when it really hit home for me. You know, probably wasn't until then that that I understood it, but it was then where I really understood. It was like, yeah, this is the way. Like this has always been the way. I always knew in the back of my head, but I needed that extra punch to really hit home. Yeah, and I never looked back.
No, that's pretty much where I'm at. Like back of my head, I know
it's okay. You'll get there. You'll get there. You'll start writing about it, and then Bitcoiners in your ear will be like, "I heard what you said. Fucking sell that shit now, or get the fuck out." Nah, dude, you're fine. What was I gonna say? But yeah, dude, great post. What other stuff are you thinking about writing about?
Well, so because I'm like not a software developer, like obviously that stuff is kind of out of the question. But I'd love to write about like actual everyday people's experiences with Bitcoin, because like. And that's not just with Bitcoiners, like that's with everyone, because most people don't use it. Most people have no idea what's going on. A lot of people hate it too.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I'd love to find out like what makes people so angry about it. Like just normal people who actually hate Bitcoin. I'm like,
fuck yeah.
Who's going around being angry at something? Like,
yeah, dude, so right?
effort, you know?
What the fuck?
It's kind of crazy. And like, so I'd love to do like, because I think that I'm at a slight disadvantage because I'm not 100% in. And I'm not like 100% technical, but I think I can get kind of a different view of like, because I'm coming out of it as someone who isn't in the community as of now. So I think I can kind of give a different take, because when you're only hearing views of people that are in your community, it's obviously great and like you're obviously going to learn a ton, but there's a ton of people that aren't in Bitcoin. Like 98% of the world is not in Bitcoin.
Right.
So I think it's important to not listen to people that aren't out of it, but at least hear what they're saying and like understand their concerns, understand their fears.
Right.
Because if we can't understand that, then it doesn't matter how good of a project Bitcoin is. Like if people hate it, they're not going to use it.
I love how honest you are, dude. That's one of the greatest things. I don't know if you can hear this, ladies and gentlemen, but like one of the greatest things about I like about Remy is like what he hit me with first is just like how honest he is. Like to be a great writer, you have to be honest. And like, you can't hold back. I mean, you want to hold back sometimes, because the reason I say you want to hold back sometimes is because sometimes you want to publish something, but sometimes it's not for the greater good. Like there's been some stories in the past where I literally want to hit publish on, but I'm like, to what end, Car? To what end do you want to publish that? Do you want to publish that for your own ego, or do you want to publish that for the greater Bitcoin space? And that's what the decision you have to make. But that only starts when you have the right like mindset, and it starts with honesty. It starts with truth. But like I like the fact that you have honesty and integrity behind what you're saying, because if you come in and you try to say, "Oh, I'm a Bitcoiner, this, and I'm full 100% Bitcoin," but you're lying to yourself, like that's a red flag. But I love the fact that you're like, no, I have some shitcoins and I'm trying to make this transition to Bitcoin, but like you're gonna see me learn how to do this, and I love that you're being honest about that. Like. And that to me is like, cool, we're going to turn you into a Bitcoiner. Even though like, I know you're a Bitcoiner through and through, it's just going to take you some time to like learn it. And you hang around with us enough, they're going to, because I've seen guys that come in and they're like halfway in, halfway out. And then like, before you know it, they're like the hardest core Bitcoiners you've ever seen in your life. And I'm just like, man, that didn't take long for that dude to get it. But I've seen that happen over and over and over and over. But we'll see though. We'll see what happens. It's going to be interesting as hell, because all of a sudden, next thing you know, Remy's like coming in here, like freaking just based his ass. I'm going to be like, dude, what happened to this guy? It's going to be insane. But no, next thing you know, you're going to be like in the gun range and like going to be off grid. I'm going to be like, dude, what happened to Remy, dude? Like this guy's like, just like riding like freaking Chomsky. Like what's going on?
But yeah, I definitely see that happening. You know,
you never know, dude. You never know. Oh, you're having an oh, geez.
No, I want one. I want some land, stand your ground. You know, like anybody can.
Don't tread on me.
Come visit my place.
Don't tread on me. No, I'm just kidding.
But I think like the cool thing is like I said, like the Bitcoin community is so welcoming. Like everybody I've told that I'm not like 100% bled as of now, like they are totally fine with it, and like they see like the progress and like the transition that people make. And like another thing I love is that now that people have heard that, like there's going to be so many people that just want to talk to me and like tell me what I'm doing wrong, or like tell me like my thought processes or like things. And like I can't wait to have all these people that are smarter than me just hit me up and be like, yo, you're an idiot. But like,
yeah. And it happens to me too, dude. Like there's some times where I'm like working with Marty and like Odell, and I'm a young Bitcoiner. Like I'm not gonna say I'm a full on like veteran, because I'm not, dude. I'm a young Bitcoiner. I'm still up and coming. But like it's one of those things where like I literally will have a foot in the mouth moment where I'll say something and then I realize who I'm saying it to. And it's like, shut up, Car. Like you're saying this to two vets, bro. Like, shut up, Car. Like, just be a young Bitcoiner and learn. But like it's because you have to pick your spots. And I think sometimes there's room to like listen, and then there's room to learn. And like even I go through that. So like don't worry if that happens to you. It happens to all of us. You just got to pick your spots, I notice. And sometimes if you don't have, basically I would say this. I would say just like be humble, stack sats, and like if you don't have something to say of importance, probably don't say it. But you should always be listening, because you're a writer, and like the best writers listen.
Yeah, I'm ready to absorb, and like that's like just being in this area and like being in Austin and like in Bleb Bleb, I'm gonna absorb a shit ton. Like there's just gonna be a lot of information coming, and like I'm super excited to learn about it, because up until now I've never really like seriously thought about like my intelligence on Bitcoin. Like I generally understand it, and like that's why I feel like cleaner when I buy Bitcoin than other. I mean, I don't buy any other coin anymore, but like owning it, because like I generally understand, and like I understand the significance behind it. With other coins, like there's none of that. Like I don't understand anything. So like just being in this area, being in Bitcoin, like I'm just excited to learn.
Yeah, you'll start seeing it. Like once you start hanging out with Carmen and these other guys, like they'll just blow your mind. Even like Super Testnet, they're gonna start blowing your mind. You'll start seeing like some of the significance behind it, and then you'll start realizing like why the other chains are irrelevant. And that's when you'll start, like when you start speaking to the devs, then you really understand like why they're fighting a losing battle. And even those guys who are working on those chains don't even understand why. Mm-hmm. They're literally just chasing paper gains. And I think that's the biggest problem, is like their incentive structure is upside down. And that's what it really is. And if you look at a Bitcoiner like myself, Kyle, and the rest of us at Pleb Lab, like we're chasing a different thing, right? We're trying to level the playing field. We're trying to move this freedom money forward, and those other guys are literally just trying to keep the same system intact, and they're trying to keep people as slaves.
Yeah, they're trying to make money.
And like, yeah, and no, the world needs to be better. I'm not saying we got to trash the whole system down. I don't think it's going to require that, but I do think we need to make everything a little bit more fair, and I think Bitcoin can help with that. So Thriller Bitcoin, I think I want to, I think I told you this. I don't think we've told them, but like, I want to create a local newspaper here in Austin. Are you up for that or no?
I'm definitely up for it.
Because I think when we first started this, like I wanted to like cover the entire world and like report on everything. And I think we'll do that from time to time, right? Like we'll have some investigative articles on like whatever you're interested in, whatever I'm interested in. But for the most part, like I kind of want to just cover the Austin Bitcoin scene. Like I feel like that's where all the stuff's happening anyway.
I love that. And like I think I've talked to you about this before, but like something that has really concerned me in the past, like before I ever got into Bitcoin, was just like the death of local journalism and like the centralization pretty much of journalism, and like the fact that we aren't having investigative reporters, like we aren't having local news telling us what's going on. Like you're only seeing national stuff, or you're only seeing like propagandized versions of what's going on. And like, we need people that are actually telling us what's happening. And like, you're not really going to get that with mainstream news, or like with mostly fiat, just like anything. So like decentralized journalism, we need it like more than ever.
I think so too, dude. I really am like, and it was like Anthony that really got me back to this train of thinking, is like, we need to be more localized. And that means like everybody who's listening, like try to be more local with your own communities. Like, and I think that's where I really want to push Thriller going forward as far as Thriller Bitcoin is like, be more local. Like we're going to try to cover more local things going on here in Austin as far as the Bitcoin community and the Bitcoin scene. Remy's going to help with that. And I'm going to try to do my best to push like Thriller Lightning stuff more local. And I think they're like, that's important. And like, you should have local journalism. And like you said, it's lost. It's not there anymore.
And the cool thing with Austin specifically is like, I mean, there's Bitcoin communities everywhere, but like, it seems like from my point of view, this one's pretty tight knit. Like people talk a lot. People are friends with each other. And like the fact that everyone's communicating all the time, it's kind of like we have thousands of on the ground reporters like everywhere in Austin. Because if somebody's seeing something, we can find out about it. We don't have to go there. Like people are just talking all the time. We can get stories all the time.
And we can report on it. I mean, some of the stuff we can't say because it'll have to be off the record. But I mean, that's where you come in. Like I won't be reporting on a lot of the stuff because I just won't report on it. You know, I won't be the guy reporting, but you will. And so like you can do all that kind of stuff. And you'll be doing all the interviews and stuff like that. And so like that's one of the great things about having Remy is like he's going to be able to do all that stuff. So if anybody's in Austin, that's a Bitcoiner, that is a developer, or just even a business. If you're a business who is like getting on the Bitcoin standard, or just got recently Oshi-pilled by Michael, who's a good friend of us, yeah, let us know and get in contact with Remy, and he would love to do a story about you or even feature you on the website. And then also too, I would even say this, like we don't have ads. Like we don't have ads on the site, and that's purposeful because we want to keep our integrity. We think there's a better way to do it. And we think there's going to be a way to do this with Lightning very soon. So I think in the future, in the very near future, when that thing gets rolled out, we'll be able to really incentivize a lot of y'all to start paying us directly with Lightning. And I think that's going to be really cool because then you're really going to see how local journalism can work the right and correct way without ads. And that's the biggest problem I have right now is like everything's so ads based. It just corrupts everything like top to bottom. And I think for right now, at least we're taking sponsorships. So if you guys want to like donate as a pleb or even as a company, a Bitcoin company, feel free to click on the donors page. You click on donation, you make a donation there. All of the donations are going straight to Remy right now. So like, by the way, if you want to support Remy, it's all going to go to him. So like drop him a couple $1,000s, please, in sats, or drop him 100 sats, 2 sats, whatever you can afford, drop him that, send him the open note thing. It's all going to go to Remy. Like I'm not taking anything. Like, so like Marty's already paying me, so I'm good. But all this Thriller Bitcoin money is going to Remy. So please help out where you can. And I think it'll be cool.
Yeah, and I'll just stack those, hold it.
There you go.
And that is it. I've learned enough that like I'm just gonna hold it.
And I'm transparent as fuck, Remy. So you'll see when that comes in, I'll show you. I'll be like, hey, dude, this came in. This is for you. And like, if you're listening to this right now, just say, this is for Remy car. And I'll be like, cool. And I won't take anything. I won't. It's all going to you. So like, yeah. Because I think last year we had a couple donations like from plebs, and then we had like a few companies that actually donated, which I was surprised. So it's really cool. Like the community really cares about like honest journalism and like in that integrity. So they'll step up, and it'll be cool if like somebody steps up. And who knows, maybe this year we'll have like I always envision like some massive like Bitcoin company just saying, here you go, Car. Here's like $50,000. Use that for journalism this year in Thriller Bitcoin. Like I always envisioned that. Like I felt like, man, that would be such a cool thing for them to do, is just like front a like a big lump sum of Bitcoin and just pay for Thriller Bitcoins.
Would be pretty cool.
Yeah, because that would pay your wage like for the whole year. Like, you know what I mean? Like that would be cool. Like it's not a lot, but it's like enough for you to do like one article a week, right? That's not bad.
But yeah, no, that would be amazing. I mean,
one article a week, and then you're just hanging out with Bitcoiners all week. Like, dude, like even what I do, like I can't believe I'm getting paid to hang out with Marty Ben and Matt Odell. Like what? And you're paying me for it? Like, fuck yeah.
And I think that like brings that back. Like you've talked about this with me. I'm sure you talked about it, but like the proof of work, like with the community, that like you show that you do work and like you are going to contribute, and the community gives back.
100%.
Just amazing to see. Like, you'd like to think that the rest of the world works like that, but it doesn't. But like with Bitcoin, what you put into it is what you're going to get out of it.
Exactly. Yeah, the more you put into Bitcoin, the more it gives back. And I find that to be true for sure, especially with other Bitcoiners who believe in that. And then doors just open up.
And I do have to say, like, the fact that you built this whole thing with no ads.
Do you think so?
No, nothing. Like, just bootstrapped it yourself. Like, you take a bow. Like, honestly, that's super impressive.
I don't know if I'll take a bow, but I gotta stay humble. I gotta stay humble.
You're doing some cool stuff.
I think so. I think we're doing some cool stuff here. Like, I think it's pretty cool. Like, I think I built a cool brand.
Yeah. And like, that's why when I was trying my first article, like, I was stressing because like I wanted it to be.
Oh, really? No,
like,
dude.
I
No,
read
dude.
your stuff and I'm like, oh my God. Like,
No,
all these big
dude.
words, like all this, whatever.
No, I don't. I'm dumb as rocks. Like, I don't know. I really am. Like, dude, I'm really stupid. They've heard me. Like, they've heard me before say this. Like, I'm as dumb as rocks as they come. I'm like probably the dumbest person you ever meet. I think the only thing is I just listen really well, and I have like a curiosity about things, right? And I think as long as you stay curious and like listen really well, and then like be nice, right? Like I always said that, like if you're just nice to everybody, people will be nice back. And like surprisingly, that's like the only thing. Like, and that's the thing I think about journalists that they don't understand these days is like these mainstream journalists, they're so rude online. They're so mean for no reason. And that's what happens when you become like a fiat journalist is you start wearing this crown like you're like you've made it or something. But in reality, like it's your incentive to actually be nice to people as a journalist because they're not going to talk to you if you're not nice. But if you're nice, then they'll talk to you and you don't even have to report on it. They'll just start talking to you. And I've noticed like the more nice you are to people, they'll just give you information. And it's information you don't even have to use. But it's good to give you an overall picture of what's going on. And that makes you a better journalist because then you understand the whole sphere. And I think by me being a journalist for Thriller Bitcoin for a while, I understood how the whole Lightning kind of space worked, how Bitcoin kind of worked in Austin. And I saw the whole picture. And that was just being nice and listening to people and understanding how the bigger picture worked, how the Texas Bitcoin Triangle worked, how all that kind of played a part, who the players were. And that was just because I listened to people. I didn't use any of it. I think I published one article where I described the Texas Bitcoin Triangle, but it was literally because I had talked to so many people. I never actually like sourced them or anything like that, but it was literally because I was just using my expertise because I was being so nice to these people and they were just telling me information. And I was like, that's interesting. And then you start using your own words and then it comes out because of all the knowledge that you've gathered from like dozens of people that you've talked to. And that's what happens is like these people that are like rude to people, fiat journalists, they won't make it because they're rude and they get paid a fiat wage. But if you're a Bitcoiner journalist, people will talk to you.
Yeah. And like something cool I've seen in the Bitcoin community is like, there's a lot of big players. Like there's some super important people that I've met. And like nobody opens up with, hey, I'm a super important person. I do a ton of cool stuff. They all open up with like just being friends and like being friendly. And then you find out later, yo, that guy's really fucking rich. Like that guy's doing
well, it's not even that they're rich, right? It's more like there was one time, I won't name drop this person, but there was one time where I was hanging out with somebody and then like literally like much later, I was like, who was that by the way? And they're like, oh, that was so-and-so, so-and-so. It's like, shut the fuck up. Really? I was like, damn. Like, man, I didn't even know that. Or there would be another time where I was hanging out with somebody and then I was like, oh yeah, I'm about to take off. And they're like, I was like, by the way, dude, who are you? And they're like, oh, I'm so-and-so. I work for so-and-so. And I was like, fuck, what the hell, dude? Like, that's crazy. And it's like, but they don't care because you're a Bitcoiner. And like, that's the only reason they were talking to you is because that's how Bitcoiners are. Like, we're just based as fuck.
I think it could be like having to do with the anonymity. Like just the fact that
that's another thing too. Yeah.
Like they don't really want to be in the spotlight. Like they are kind of used to people not knowing who they are. And like, I think that's one of the reasons that like, obviously there's going to be some amount of people that kind of lose touch with like just the base and like with people. But like from what I've seen with all the Bitcoin, like celebrities, they're just like normal people. Like, they're just like us.
I miss that though. Like before I started working with Marty and Matt, like no one knew who I was and I loved it. because I would just go in there. I knew everybody. No one knew who I was, but everybody's like, who is that guy? Who is that guy? And it was just like, everybody knew me, but no one knew me. It was kind of one of those cool things where it was like, I knew the people I knew, they knew who I knew, and that was enough. Like where it was like, why is that guy always hanging out with everybody? He must be somebody, but no one knew, right? No one would come up to me. And then it was like, boom. And then now everybody's like, oh, hey, what's up, Car? Hey, what's up, Car? Hey, what's up, Car? Hey, man. And it's like all these freaks are coming up to me and I'm like, okay, cool. I love it at the same time because I like getting feedback, right? Because sometimes it's good feedback. And but the other thing that's kind of different is like you lose that what I used to have, and it's a double-edged sword. It comes with the territory, but that I wasn't prepared for that.
Yeah, and I will say, just working with you for like the past 3 hours, like there were probably 5 different people that came in.
Oh,
like,
really?
Car, can you help me with this? Or like, Car.
Oh.
Just right now, like,
oh yeah,
they're always like, even now, like people are just wanting to talk to you, and, like wanting your advice and stuff.
Oh, I didn't even think about that.
It's pretty cool. You're a mentor, you know?
Fuck.
Right now, I'm being mentored.
Fuck.
Well,
don't say these things. Stop.
Okay,
stop. Don't say that. You're putting all this pressure on me.
Yeah,
fuck. This is crazy.
If I mess up, it's on Car.
Fuck. Damn, dude.
What the coins, like,
damn it, dude. What the fuck?
Yeah.
Anyways, I think that's good. I think that's good. We got to be out of here by 5. Yeah, I think that's good. Well, do you have anything else? Like, is there anything that you want from me that besides like, getting you out there, putting you in the space and then paying you eventually? Like pretty much, ladies and gentlemen. So this is on record. Like right now, Remy's not getting paid by me. It's because I'm a poor pleb. Some poor plebs trying to make it happen. We have Capital Factory, like giving us free office space. Thank them, because like, it's like a fuck ton of money to like have office space here. They let us like bring Bitcoiners, and like, they're like the only, it's funny, dude, because they're like the only, it's so weird too, because they're like the only company in town that will give us office space.
Really?
Yeah, you would think other companies would step up and give us free office space. But no, literally, they're like the only company in town that will give us office space for Bitcoiners. And we're just plebs. But it's fine. And because we're basically at capacity right now. Like we're overfilling, and we're just getting bigger. We're getting big too fast. I guess that's a good problem, but it's kind of a
growing pains.
It's not even growing pains. It's kind of a bad problem, because like we're getting big too fast, but we don't have any resources, because everything that we've done is like literally been off of like the little money I have, the little money that Kyle has, like and like plebs, like, and that's it. Like, and then everything has been free, like, but like we don't have anything, so we're just trying our best, like to literally. I told Remy, I was like, dude, just come in, like start writing. But right now, if you have any sats you want to donate, if I had sats, I would give them. But if you have any sats out there, if you want to start donating to Remy, by all means, give it to him.
And I will be liquidating all my after this.
And send it over to him. Like, yeah, just click on the donor thing and yeah, give it to him. I mean, like, yeah, dude, I'm going to try to, yeah. As soon as it happens, hopefully. Fingers crossed, dude. I'm really hoping.
Sick.
We'll see. I think it'll happen.
I mean, for sure. And that would just be like kind of a recognition of like all that y'all been doing.
Hopefully, dude. The best case scenario would be like if we get a donation to like Thriller Bitcoin. That would be crazy, right? Like if somebody says, boom, I heard the podcast. We'll pay Remy's salary for the full year. I'd be like, what? Oh, snap. Hell yeah, dude. I'd be like,
any companies are listening.
How much?
$50,000.
How much do you want? How much?
$50,000.
That's what you want. Okay, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. You heard it here first. If you could pay Remy's salary, if you're a Bitcoin company that wants to pay Remy's salary, how much do you want?
$50K.
$50K.
I don't know how many sats that is, but
it's probably like what 2,000 sats per dollar? Do the math. Yeah, it's 2,000. It's about 2,100 sats per dollar.
That's pretty cool.
So how much? Do the math.
2,100.
2,100 per sats per dollar. 2,100 sats.
So 10 million.
10 million sats.
100 million.
100 million sats.
Somewhere in between 10 and 100 million.
Oh, there you go.
Anywhere in between there is good. So.
Okay, there you go. So if you want to pay Remy's salary, 10 to 100 million sats will do it. So basically a Bitcoin.
Yeah.
We'll do it. So there you go. I was like, why are you trying to think in your head? It's a Bitcoin. So like, yeah, if anybody wants to pay Remy's salary for a full year, if you're a Bitcoin company and you want to see independent, local Austin Bitcoin scene journalism, reach out. We would love to like put you on the donor page. Mm-hmm. Shit, we'll even put article, we'll do an article. Shit, we might. I'll even, you know what I'll do? I'll literally put your name. If you're a Bitcoin company, I'll put your name on the very top, and I'll put like Remy's salary was paid by so and so company. I'll put that on the top if you're listening, whoever you are. Maybe it's like Fold or whoever the fuck. Like I'll just put Remy's salary was paid by so and so for $50K. Reach out if you want to. For one Bitcoin, reach out if you want to do that. Like, let me know. Like, cool. Dude, that'd be awesome. And then everybody knows, like, dude, they stepped up and paid an independent journalist salary for Thriller Bitcoin. Like, that would be boss, bro. That'd be super boss.
I'd definitely like that.
Because, like, we're not making any money, bro. It's like literally like ads. Like, I'm going to have to be paying you, like, literally from my personal pocket, which I'm totally cool doing. But, like, fuck it, dude. This is what it takes to, like, make honest journalism. Eventually, dude, what I want to do is like print out articles. I told you, right? Like I want to print out articles and like make them into like little zines and like drop them off at all these like Bitcoin meetups and stuff so everybody can read them.
I think that'd be sick.
I think it'll be cool.
I think the people would like it. I would like it. But
like get a little
yeah, bro. Like because I don't know everything that's going on, and like I would love to, especially in Austin. Like if I knew what was going on with Bitcoin, like where I could buy stuff, like where I could go for events, like where people are hanging out.
You would just pick up that little zine and like pick it up and read. It's like a 3-pager or something. Just like
on whatever. Like just started taking Bitcoin. I'd head up there right now.
Yeah,
probably going to.
That's cool. Okay, dude. I think that's enough. We're gonna wrap it up. Yeah. See y'all next time.